Well, good afternoon, my friends, and welcome back. Cumberland Outdoorsman out here at my shooting bench with yet another video for my 22 rimfire series. What I've got in my hand here today is another oldie but goodie. It's not very common. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen one before in person. And this one here is chambered in a cartridge that I've never featured before on my channel. Wonder if you can guess what caliber that would be, or what cartridge that would be. Well, what I've got here, I'm not going to hold you in suspense too much longer, is a Winchester model 275. There you can see, chambered in 22 Magnum. There it is on the side of the barrel. 22 Winchester Magnum rimfire, model 275. This one here was one that I picked up because it was just begging for me to restore it. It was in really bad shape. The forend was cracked. The barrel was rusted so badly that I had to actually replace it because it had such a bad spot that was pitted that I tried to re-weld metal back into it, but it ended up warping the barrel, so I had to replace it. And luckily I was able to find a replacement barrel that fit the receiver exactly. And after I restored the receiver, I was able to fit that barrel in there and get the headspace just right. So the little rifle came together quite well. There you can see it's an American walnut stock. This one here has some really pretty wood in it, folks. And it has this fancy basket weave pattern with these oak leaves embossed into the wood. And this particular little rifle here has some gorgeous walnut in it, as you can see. I mean, just look at that wood. That's beautiful. That just goes to show that American gun makers back in the day used good quality products. You know, to get good high-grade walnut nowadays, you're going to have to pay a pretty good penny. But since we're out here and it's starting to get a little bit late in the evening, I thought I'd take a few shots with it. I've got some targets set up downrange, and I'm going to share just a little bit of information real quick about this gun because there's not much to be found in terms of information on the Model 275. They did make a Model 270 that was chambered in 22 long rifle, and these were made from 1965 until 1970 when they were discontinued. And from what I can gather, the ones with the basket weave pattern and the oak leaves here are the ones that are the most desirable. They did make one that was checkered. The tubular magazine holds 12 22 Magnum rounds. I know because I just loaded it up getting ready to shoot out here. I didn't think it would hold that many, but I was counting them as I was putting them in, and it definitely holds 12. So before we get too late in the day, let's go ahead and take a few shots here. I'll get the camera focused downrange. I've got a couple of targets down there, like I mentioned, and we'll have a little fun shooting this 22 Magnum just to see how well this little rifle will perform. Now, before we start shooting, let me just show you the difference between the 22 Magnum and the 22 long rifle for those of you that don't know. Here we have the CCI 22 long rifle. This is a mini mag, hollow point. And here we have the 22 Winchester Magnum. This is the CCI Maxi Mag, hollow point. As you can see, the case is quite a bit longer. The bullets are actually the same diameter up here, but the case diameter on the Winchester Magnum is larger because the 22 long rifle has what's called a heeled bullet. In other words, where it comes down into the case is slightly smaller in diameter than the actual bullet here. But as that gets squeezed into the barrel and into the rifling, it all becomes one uniform diameter. And the 22 Magnum is just the same diameter all the way through. It is not a heeled bullet. This one here is a 40 grain bullet, and this one here is a 36 grain bullet in the 22 CCI Mini Mag and Maxi Mag. And that's what we have here on the table. We're going to be shooting some of these, and I was able to find some of this Armscore 22 Magnum 40 grain jacketed hollow point. Take one out of the box here and show it to you. We'll try a few of these too, see how well they group in comparison. So, let me go ahead and get zoomed in at my 50-yard range down there. Okay, I got two yellow targets up there on that white background, and we're going to go ahead and take a few shots at the target on the left. Okay, here we go. Target on the left. This is on a clean barrel right here. Quite a bit louder than the 22 long rifle. All right. Okay, now we're going to be shooting at the target on the right with the Armscore 22 Magnum 40 grain jacketed hollow point. Here we go. All right, that's 5 shots each. Okay, I got 5 more rounds loaded up in the tubular magazine, and we'll take a few shots at those targets below. On the right there, you see a can. It's got a target on it. Let's see if we can connect with that one. Okay, and right next to that is a swinging target. And to the far left, there's another can there. Let's see if we can connect with that one. Well, that one went right through. Didn't even move. Then we've got that steel plate back there with a big target on it. And we got 1 round left. Let's try to hit that one can there at the bottom, see if we can make it launch up into the air. Well, I made it move. Okay, my friends, before we lose light altogether, I want to test a few of these rounds in some wet newspaper medium just to see if we can get any expansion. I'll shoot 2 rounds of the Armscore first, and then we'll try 2 rounds of the CCI Maxi Mag. So let's give it a try and see how well that ammunition performs out of this little Winchester Model 275 in wet newspaper. Okay, below those 2 targets that I just shot at, you'll see a stack of wet newspaper layers. We'll shoot into that and see what kind of expansion we get. Here we go. All right, guys, let's go check it out. Rifle is unloaded. Action is open. Safe to go down range. This is at 50 yards, by the way. While we're down here, we'll check the group size too. See what kind of groups we got with that ammunition. All right, well, looking at these groups, that's not too awful bad. Got one that's way down here. I'm not sure if that was the first shot. That's probably the first shot on a clean barrel. And then we got 4 right here. That's the CCI Maxi Mag. And then here we've got one that is kind of a flyer. I believe that was the first shot. Not really sure. But then we got 4 of them all together right there. There's 2 of them in the same hole, so that's not bad. That's pretty good accuracy out of that arms core. And as far as the penetration and performance here, there you can see bullet impact. And I think this one hit off to the side a little bit here. That one kind of ripped through the side here, but maybe we can get a bullet. Pretty good size holes there. Of course, that's 22 Magnum. You know, that's a little different than 22 long rifle. Wow. Okay. I think we're down to the end here. Do we have a bullet? I don't see a bullet yet. There it is. There's one of them anyway. Oh, the front part of that bullet is completely gone. It did expand and mushroom. Still got about 2/3 of the bullet left there. Let's see if we can find that other one. Let's see here. There it is. Yep, pretty much the same thing. Honestly, I was actually expecting a little bit better than that, but oh well, there it is. These tests that I do are exactly portrayed the way they happen to me out here. All right, now we're going to load up a couple of these CCI Maxi Mags in hollow point, 40 grain hollow point. And we'll see what kind of expansion we might get at 50 yards. See how well these do. So let's give it a try. Okay, we'll get zoomed in here on this target. And I'm going to try and shoot at a different point in that wet newspaper so that we get fresh results. So here we go. All right, let's see how well that did. Once again, guns unloaded, actions open. Safe to go down range. One big difference I do see with the 22 Magnum is a lot more penetration as compared to the 22 long rifle. And of course, a louder report. All right, got an impact there and one here. So we're impacting at different points. Wow, look at that, man. That blasted some holes in there. I see little pieces of copper. Hopefully we captured these. Let's see, did that one go through? Okay, there's a bullet. There's a bullet. That mushroomed back quite a bit further, good bit further. There's only about half of this bullet left. Well, my friends, I was not able to recover that second round, the second bullet in the expansion medium. But here you can see this is the CCI Maxi Mag after it impacted at 50 yards. And this was the arm score at the same distance. It actually retained more of the bullet, but both of them penetrated equally well. And I would say that out of this little rifle here, I mean, you could probably take it squirrel hunting, but I'd be a little careful where I place the bullet, because there probably wouldn't be much meat left if you shot into the hindquarters or something like that. You know, if you made head shots, head and neck shots, you'd probably be okay. But quite honestly, the 22 Magnum is better served as a varmint cartridge for animals the size of groundhogs or woodchucks, foxes, maybe even coyotes within 100 yards or so. If you make a good hit on one, you should be able to take them down with a 22 Magnum. Things like possums, raccoons, you know, in that category, I think the 22 Magnum would serve quite well. But, you know, I wanted to give this little rifle a second chance. That's the reason I restored it. And you'll see some before and after pictures at the end of this video. So it was well worth the project, because now I've got another fine little 22 to add to my collection. So thanks a lot, folks. Thanks for coming along. That brings me to the end of the video. I can see the sun going down there in the west. So with that being said, let me go ahead and close out this video and tell you thanks again for coming along. I do very much appreciate it. And remember, if you like to go hunting, fishing, camping, shooting, hiking, no matter what your outdoor pursuit happens to be, I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. But also remember this, hit that like button, smash the bell icon, and subscribe. That way you'll know when more videos like this one will be coming your way. So till next time, this is a Cumberland Outdoorsman wishing you well. Get out there and enjoy the great outdoors. I'll be seeing you.